Can you give me 1 minute? Just 1 minute. 60 seconds that could change the direction of your entire life. I am not asking for your money. I am not asking for your status. I am not asking for your strength. I am asking for your attention. 1 minute. Because in 1 minute, God can speak. In 1 minute, your heart can awaken. In 1 minute, the chains that held you for years can begin to break. Do not scroll away. Do not look away. This moment is not random. This moment is not accidental. God does not waste moments, and neither should you. You say you are busy. You say life is hard. You say you will come back later. But how many times have you said later? How many times have you delayed what your soul has been crying out for? You have given hours to worry, days to fear, months to regret. But when it comes to God, you say, just not now. And yet, I ask you again, can you give 1 minute? Because 1 minute with God is not small. 1 minute with God is powerful. 1 minute with God is alive. That 1 minute can carry more peace than years of chasing the world. That 1 minute can carry more clarity than a lifetime of confusion. That 1 minute can heal wounds that no one else even knows you carry. Listen carefully. Your life is not falling apart by accident. There are battles you are facing right now that are not just physical. They are not just emotional. They are spiritual. The heaviness you feel, the confusion in your mind, the pressure on your heart, it is not random. And that is exactly why 1 minute matters. Because when you turn to God, even for a moment, something shifts. You think you need hours. You think you need perfect words. You think you need a perfect state. But God is not waiting for your perfection. God is waiting for your attention. 1 sincere minute can be more powerful than empty hours. 1 honest moment can be more valuable than a lifetime of distraction. Right now, stop everything inside you. Stop the noise. Stop the excuses. Stop the running. And just be still for a moment, because God is near. Closer than you think. Closer than your worries. Closer than your fears. You have been trying to fix everything on your own. You have been carrying burdens that were never meant for you to carry. You have been fighting battles with your own strength. And now you are tired. Of course you are tired. Of course you feel weak. You were not created to carry everything alone. And that is why I am asking you, give 1 minute. In that 1 minute, surrender. In that 1 minute, speak honestly, not with fancy words, not with rehearsed phrases. Speak from your heart. Say, God, I am here. I am tired. I need you. Do you know how powerful that is? The world teaches you to be strong on your own. The world tells you to hide your weakness. The world tells you to pretend everything is fine. But God is not asking you to pretend. God is asking you to come as you are, broken. Come confused. Come afraid. Come tired. Come just 1 minute. You think 1 minute is nothing. But let me tell you something. Many people lose their entire lives because they never gave even 1 minute sincerely to God. They were busy chasing, busy proving, busy worrying, and they forgot the one who controls everything. Do not make that mistake, because the truth is, your next breath is not guaranteed. Your next opportunity is not promised. What you have is now, this moment, this 1 minute, and if you use it wisely, it can become the turning point of your life. You have been waiting for a sign. You have been asking, God, where are you? And yet here you are, hearing this message, feeling something in your heart, sensing something pulling you closer. That is not coincidence. That is your sign. God is calling you. not tomorrow, not later, not when you are ready, but now. Can you give 1 minute? In that minute, close your eyes. In that minute, forget the world. In that minute, focus your heart and speak not loudly, not perfectly, just sincerely. Say, God, guide me. Say, God, strengthen me. Say, God, forgive me. Say, God, I trust you. And when you say it, mean it. Because God listens to sincerity, not performance. You have tried everything else. You have tried relying on people, relying on your plans, relying on your own understanding, and yet something is still missing. Something is still unsettled inside you. That emptiness is not there by accident. That emptiness is a space meant to be filled with connection to God. And 1 minute can begin to fill it. Do not underestimate small beginnings. A single drop of water can grow into a river. A single spark can start a fire. A single minute with God can transform your direction. But you must be willing. You must be willing to pause. You must be willing to listen. You must be willing to let go. Because right now you are holding on to things that are draining you. You are holding on to fear, to doubt, to past mistakes, to pain, and it is heavy. It is exhausting. Give 1 minute and release it. Say, God, I cannot carry this anymore. I give it to you, and watch what happens inside you. You may not see instant miracles with your eyes, but something deeper will begin to change. Your heart will feel lighter. Your mind will feel calmer. Your spirit will feel stronger. Because when you turn to God, you are not turning to weakness. You are turning to the ultimate strength. Do you understand that God is not limited by your situation? God is not restricted by your problems. God is not overwhelmed by what overwhelms you. What feels impossible to you is easy for God. But you must turn even if it is just for 1 minute. And do not let that minute be empty. Do not let it be distracted. Give it fully, because God deserves your full attention, not your leftovers. You give your time to everything else, your phone, your worries, your plans, your distractions. But when it comes to God, you hesitate. Why? Why do you hesitate to turn to the one who created you, the one who understands you better than anyone else, the one who knows your past, your present, and your future? Do not let hesitation steal your moment, because moments become habits, and habits become lives. If you can give 1 minute today, you can give 2 tomorrow. If you can give 2 tomorrow, you can give more the next day. And slowly, your life will shift. Not because of your power, but because of your connection to God. That is where true change begins. Not in the outside, not in appearances, but inside. And it starts with 1 minute. Some of you are waiting for everything to be perfect before you turn to God. You say, I will start when things are better. But listen carefully. Things become better when you start. Do not wait for peace to come before you turn to God. Turn to God and peace will come. Do not wait for clarity to come before you turn to God. Turn to God and clarity will come. Do not wait for strength to come before you turn to God. Turn to God and strength will come. Everything you are waiting for is on the other side of that 1 minute. But you must take the step. You must choose it. No one can force you. This is between you and God right now in this moment. So I ask you again, can you give? 1 minute, not later, not after this, now. Because this is your opportunity. This is your moment. This is your turning point. Do not let it pass. Do not let distractions pull you away. Do not let excuses win. You are stronger than your excuses. You are greater than your distractions. And your soul is worth more than your delay. Give 1 minute, and in that minute, be real. Because God already knows everything about you. There is nothing you can hide. There is nothing you can pretend. So drop the mask, drop the pride, drop the fear, and just come. You do not need perfect words. You do not need a perfect life. You just need a sincere heart, and that is enough. Because God responds to sincerity. God responds to humility. God responds to those who truly seek. So seek, even if it is for 1 minute, and watch how your life begins to change. Not overnight, not instantly, but deeply, truly, powerfully. Because real change is not loud. Real change is steady. Real change is rooted. And it begins in moments like this. Moments where you choose God over distraction. Moments where you choose sincerity over delay. Moments where you choose faith over fear. That is where transformation begins. So do not underestimate this. Do not take this lightly. This is not just another message. This is an invitation. An invitation to reconnect, an invitation to realign, an invitation to return. And it only requires 1 minute. 1 minute of honesty, 1 minute of surrender, 1 minute of faith. Can you give that? Because if you can, your life will never be the same. Not because of anything else, but because when you turn to God, everything changes. Your perspective changes. Your strength changes. Your direction changes. And slowly, your life begins to reflect that connection. But it starts here. It starts now. It starts with your decisions. So decide. Do not delay. Do not doubt. Do not overthink. Just act. Give 1 minute, and let that minute be the beginnings of something greater than you ever imagined. Because when God becomes part of your moments, those moments become powerful. And when those moments become consistent, your life becomes transformed. So take the minute, hold on to it, use it, and let it lead you where you are always meant to go. And listen, this is where many people misunderstand the power of a moment. They think transformation requires a grand event, a dramatic change, a visible sign that shakes everything at once. But the truth is quieter, deeper, and far more powerful than that. God often begins His greatest work in the unseen places of your heart. In moments so small, the world would overlook them. That 1 minute you give sincerely is not just a passing act. It is a seed. And when a seed is planted with sincerity, God nurtures it in ways you cannot measure. Do you understand what that means? It means that even when you feel nothing at first, something is happening. Even when your circumstances remain the same, something is shifting. Because when you turn your attention toward God, you are aligning yourself with truth, with purpose, with a power that is beyond anything this world can offer. There are people who spend years searching for meaning in success, in approval, in possessions, yet they remain empty. Why? Because the soul was not designed to be satisfied by temporary things. The soul was created to connect with God. And until that connection is made, there will always be a sense that something is missing. That missing piece is not more money. It is not more recognition. It is not more control. It is God. And the doorway to that connection is not complicated. It is not reserved for a select few. It is open right now to anyone who is willing to turn sincerely, even if it is just for 1 minute. You must understand this truth deeply. God is not distant. God is not unaware. God is not waiting for you to become perfect before you approach Him. God is near, aware of every thought, every struggle, every silent tear that no one else sees. And yet, despite knowing everything, God still invites you to come. Why would you resist that invitation? Why would you continue carrying burdens that God is ready to ease? Why would you keep searching in places that have already failed you when the source of peace is calling you? This is not about religion as a routine. This is about connection as a reality. This is about recognizing that your life has a creator, and that creator is not indifferent to your existence. God sees you, God knows you, and God is closer than you realize. But closeness requires awareness, and awareness begins when you pause. That is why 1 minute matters, because in that 1 minute, you break the pattern of distraction. You step out of the noise. You interrupt the cycle that has been pulling you away from what truly matters. And in that pause, you begin to notice something different. You begin to notice that your worries lose their grip. You begin to notice that your fear is not as strong as it seemed. You begin to notice that there is a calmness that does not come from your circumstances, but from something deeper. That is the presence of turning toward God. And once you test that, even for a moment, something inside you will want more. Not out of obligation, but out of recognition. You will realize that what you have been chasing cannot compare to what you experience in that connection. But let me speak honestly. There will be resistance, not from God, but from within you. Your mind will tell you that it is not important. Your habits will try to pull you back into distraction. Your doubts will whisper that it will not make a difference. But those are the very barriers you must break through, because anything that keeps you away from God is not serving you. It is limiting you. You were not created to live disconnected. You were not created to wander without direction. You were not created to be consumed by fear and confusion. You were created with purpose, with intention, with meaning. And that meaning is found in your connection with God. So when you give that 1 minute, you are not losing time. You are investing in your true self. You are strengthening something that the world cannot see, but that affects everything you do. Your thoughts become clearer. Your decisions become wiser. Your reactions become calmer. Your heart becomes stronger. And gradually, your life reflects that inner transformation. This is not theory. This is reality. History is filled with people who changed their entire path because they turned sincerely to God. Not because they were the strongest, not because they were the smartest, but because they recognized where true strength comes from. And that same opportunity is in front of you right now. Not in the future, not when everything is perfect now. Because the truth is, you do not need perfect conditions to turn to God. In fact, it is often in imperfect conditions that the connection becomes the most real. When you are at your lowest, your call becomes more sincere. When you are uncertain, your reliance becomes more genuine. When you are weak, your openness becomes more honest. And in those moments, God responds in ways that go beyond what you expect. But you must be willing to step forward. You must be willing to let go of the idea that you need to have everything figured out. You must be willing to trust that even a small step toward God is meaningful because it is. Every sincere moment counts. Every honest word matters. Every effort to turn is seen. Nothing is wasted. Do you hear that? Nothing is wasted. Even if you feel like you have made mistakes in the past, even if you feel like you have drifted far, Even if you feel like you are not worthy, none of that closes the door. God's door is not closed by your past. God's door is not locked by your failures. God's door is not reserved for the perfect. It is open. And all it takes is a moment of sincerity to begin walking through it. That is why this message is urgent. Because you do not know how many moments you will have. You do not know how many chances you will get. But you do know this. You have one right now. And what you do with this moment matters. Will you ignore it? Will you delay it? Or will you take it? Will you give 1 minute? And if you do, will you give it fully? Because half-hearted moments will not carry the same weight as sincere ones. God knows the difference. Your heart knows the difference. So when you give that minute, give it with intention. Let it be real. Let it be focused. Let it be honest. And as you continue doing this, something powerful will begin to happen. You will start to build a habit of turning to God, not just in quiet moments, but in every situation. When you are confused, you will turn. When you are afraid, you will turn. When you are grateful, you will turn. When you are uncertain, you will turn. And that constant connection will shape your life in ways you cannot imagine. Because the life connected to God is not easily shaken. Challenges may come, but they will not break you. Difficulties may arise, but they will not define you. Uncertainty may exist, but it will not control you. Because your strength will not come from circumstances. It will come from your connection. And that connection begins with something as simple, yet as powerful as 1 minute. So do not underestimate it. Do not delay it. Do not replace it with distractions that leave you empty. Choose it. Hold on to it. Build from it. Because what begins as 1 minute can become a life anchored in something unshakable. And when your life is anchored in God, you are no longer lost. You are guided. You are strengthened. You are supported in ways that go beyond what the world can offer. So again, in this very moment, the question stands before you, not as a suggestion, but as an opportunity that carries weight, that carries potential, that carries the power to begin something real and lasting. Can you give 1 minute? Then hear this with clarity and with urgency. Time is not as wide as you think it is. You move through your days believing you have endless opportunities to return, endless chances to pause, endless moments to reconnect. But life does not announce its turning points in advance. It does not warn you before a door closes or before a moment passes. That is why the smallest opportunity must be treated as the greatest gift. That is why 1 minute is not small, it is sacred. There are people who would give anything to have 1 more minute of clarity, 1 more minute of awareness, 1 more minute to turn their hearts back toward God. But they allowed their moments to slip through distraction, through pride, through delay. Do not follow that path. Do not let your life become a collection of missed moments. Every second you are given carries a trust, and how you use it shapes who you become. Understand this deeply. Your heart is always being shaped by what you give your attention to. If your attention is constantly scattered, your heart becomes restless. If your attention is consumed by fear, your heart becomes anxious. If your attention is fixed on what you lack, your heart becomes ungrateful. But when your attention turns to God, even briefly, your heart begins to realign with truth. This is not about escaping reality. This is about seeing reality clearly. When you turn to God, you are not ignoring your problems. You are placing them in the right perspective. You are recognizing that no challenge is greater than the one who created all things. You are acknowledging that your limitations do not define your outcome, because God is not limited by what limits you. And that realization changes everything. It changes how you think. It changes how you respond. It changes how you endure. Because when you truly understand that God is in control, fear begins to lose its authority over you. Doubt begins to weaken. The weight you carry begins to shift. Not because your situation instantly disappears, but because your foundation becomes stronger. And that foundation is built in moments like this. Moments where you choose to turn. Moments where you choose to trust. Moments where you choose to remember that you are not alone. You may feel unseen by people. You may feel misunderstood by those around you. You may feel like your struggles are invisible. But God sees what others do not see. God understands what others cannot understand. And God values what the world overlooks. So when you give that 1 minute, you are not speaking into emptiness. You are speaking to the one who hears every whisper of your heart. Do not let that truth become ordinary to you. Do not let it lose its weight. Because if you truly grasped it, you would not hesitate. You would not delay. You would run toward that moment, knowing that it holds more value than anything else competing for your attention. Let me challenge you with something deeper. What if the breakthrough you are waiting for is not blocked by your circumstances, but by your distance from God? What if the clarity you are searching for is not hidden, but simply requires you to pause and turn? What if the strength you think you lack is already available, but you have not taken the moment to receive it? These are not questions to ignore. These are questions to confront, because many people are waiting for change while avoiding the very action that leads to it. They are hoping for peace while refusing to turn toward the source of peace. They are longing for guidance while neglecting the one who guides. Do not let that be your story. Let your story be different. Let your story be one of awareness, of intention, of turning back when it matters most. Because God does not turn away from those who turn sincerely. That is a truth you must hold on to. No matter how far you feel, no matter how long you have been distracted, no matter how heavy your past may seem, when you turn with sincerity, God responds. Not always in the way you expect, not always in the timing you demand, but always in a way that is wise, that is purposeful, that is aligned with what is best for you. But you must trust that. You must believe that. Because without trust, your moment becomes hesitant. And hesitation weakens what could have been powerful. So when you give your minute, give it with conviction. Stand firm in your heart and say, God, I know you hear me. God, I know you are near. God, I place my trust in you. And let that trust settle deep within you. Because trust is what carries you when answers are delayed. Trust is what steadies you when emotions rise. Trust is what anchors you when everything else feels uncertain. And trust is built through connection. Connection that begins with moments. Moments that begin with 1 minute. But let me take you even deeper. This is not only about what you gain, it is also about what you release. Because when you turn to God, you begin to let go of what has been holding you back. You begin to release resentment that has been poisoning your peace. You begin to release fear that has been limiting your steps. You begin to release pride that has been blocking your growth. And as you release these things, you create space. Space for clarity, space for peace, space for strength. And that space is filled with something far greater than what you let go of. It is filled with the presence of a heart aligned with God. Do you see how powerful this is? It is not complicated, yet it is transformative. It is simple, yet it is profound. And it is available to you right now. But it requires a decision. Not tomorrow, not when you feel like it, now. Because every delay weakens the urgency. Every distraction steals the focus. Every excuse creates distance. So do not negotiate with your moment. Do not argue with your opportunity. Do not push away what could change you. Instead, embrace it. Step into it. Hold on to it and say within yourself, this minute matters because it does. And as you continue to honor these moments, you will begin to notice something remarkable. Your awareness of God will grow stronger. Not just in stillness, but in movement. Not just in quiet, but in activity. You will begin to carry that connection into your daily life. When you speak, you will speak with more intention. When you act, you will act with more awareness. When you decide, you will decide with more wisdom. Because your heart will no longer be disconnected, it will be aligned. And a life aligned with God is not aimless. It is directed. It is purposeful. It is grounded in something that does not change with circumstances. So do not settle for a life that is constantly pulled in every direction. Do not accept a heart that is constantly unsettled. Do not remain in a state where you are always searching but never finding. You were not created for that. You were created for connection. You were created for clarity. You were created to live with a sense of purpose that goes beyond temporary pursuits. And that purpose is awakened when you turn to God, even if it begins with just 1 minute. So guard that minute. Protect it from distraction. Value it above the noise. Because what you protect grows, and what you neglect fades. Let your connection grow. Let your awareness deepen. Let your trust strengthen. And let your life reflect the power of a heart that chooses God moment by moment, step by step. So I ask you again, not lightly, not casually, but with full weight and intention. Can you give 1 minute? And will you allow that minute to become the beginning of a life that nobody longer drifts, but is firmly guided by the one who knows you completely? So now everything comes down to this moment. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not some distant time when life feels easier, but this exact moment where your heart is listening and your soul is aware. You have heard the call. You have felt the weight of it. And now you must decide what you will do with it. Because a message like this is not meant to be admired. It is meant to be acted upon. It is meant to awaken something inside you that refuses to go back to sleep. Look at your life honestly, not through excuses, not through comparison, not through distraction, but with truth. Ask yourself, where has your attention been? What has been shaping your thoughts, your choices, your direction? Have you been walking with awareness of God, or have you been drifting without purpose? Have you been turning sincerely, or have you been delaying what your soul knows it needs? Do not rush past these questions. Let them settle. Let them challenge you, because growth does not come from comfort. It comes from truth. And the truth is, your life carries more meaning than you have been living. Your time carries more value than you have been treating it. Your heart carries a deeper connection than you have been pursuing. But that can change not by force, not by pressure, but by decision. A clear, firm, unshaken decision that from this moment forward, you will not live carelessly with your time. You will not ignore the call of your soul. You will not push away the one who created you. You will turn sincerely, consistently, and with intention. Even if it begins with 1 minute, let that minute become your foundation. Let it become your daily return, your constant realignment, your reminder that no matter what surrounds you, your connection with God remains your greatest strength. Protect that minute like something precious, because it is. Guard it from distraction, defend it from delay, and give it with a heart that is fully present. And as you do, something will rise within you, a strength that is not shaken by circumstances, a peace that is not broken by chaos, a clarity that is not confused by the noise of the world. You will begin to walk differently, think differently, live differently. Not because you are trying to impress anyone, but because your heart is anchored in something real. Do not underestimate what a life connected to God can become. It is not empty. It is not directionless. It is not weak. It is filled with purpose, guided by wisdom, and strengthened by a presence that never abandons you. So stand up within yourself, not physically, but spiritually. Rise above the patterns that have kept you distant. Rise above the habits that have kept you distracted. Rise above the doubts that have kept you hesitant. And make a decision that is firm, that is real, that is yours. Say within your heart, I will turn to God. I will give my time with sincerity. I will not delay what matters most, and mean it, because a sincere decision is powerful. It shifts your direction. It changes your path. It opens doors you could not open on your own. And once you take that step, do not look back with regret. Look forward with trust. God is not unaware of your effort. God is not distant from your intention. Every sincere turn is seen. Every honest moment is valued. Every step you take toward God brings you closer to a life that is guided, protected, and filled with meaning. So do not walk away unchanged. Do not let this moment fade into memory. Let it become a turning point that defines how you live from this day forward. Give that 1 minute, not just once, but again and again, until it becomes part of who you are. Let it shape your days, your thoughts, your actions. Let it remind you in every situation that you are never alone and never without guidance. And as you continue, you will realize something profound. You were never meant to wander without direction. You were always meant to walk with awareness, with purpose, with connection to God. So take the minute, hold on to it, build from it, and let your life become a reflection of a heart that chose to turn, chose to trust, and chose to stay close to God.